Oh, I read this fact. The smallest erect penis on record, 1.75 inches.
Ooh.
I'd jump off a bridge. I mean, I'd like not to disrespect the person who's in that way.
No,
but
it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how they measure my dick, honestly. I must have been sleeping.
Yeah, Google broke into your house. This is a New Line News show. I'm MC Graham.
I am Adam Bangarang Orangutan.
I'm King Kobe.
You just call for that, Adam?
I've been laying low on that for a few days. That's a Hook reference. Fuck you, you're jealous.
You mean the movie Hook?
Yeah, dude. Remember Peter Pan?
I do.
Yeah, but
Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams.
I haven't seen the movie in like 20 years. Like,
You're missing out, dude.
yeah.
Speaking of which, the date is February
16th.
16th, 2013.
Yes.
So, what's on everyone's minds?
I'm drying up for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I don't like it.
Well, it's at least you're honest.
Yeah, I am honest, yeah.
It's better than lying to yourself. Like, oh, I feel so much better about my life. I'm happier, more well-adjusted.
Yeah, if that were true.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't dried out since, I guess it would be 2010 now.
I asked a friend of mine, a different friend, not King Kobe here. Mm-hmm. When was the last time he went 30 days without drinking? You should have seen the look on his face. Like, his eyes went wide, his jaw kind of dropped a little bit. He's like, high school? After high school? I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah.
When I was in the Slammer,
Yeah.
Well, even in the Slammer, they make that, wine out of fruit salad or whatever.
Really?
That's like one of those things where you're like, I'd never do that. And then when you're in there for long enough, and men are looking at other men.
You got all these men's,
you gotta just take it down a notch.
Reminds me of the Trailer Park Boys episode where they're making potato vodka in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, my great uncle, when he was in the Pacific, World War II, they made fucking the booze out of their ration fruit salads.
How does that even work?
He just left it out in the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely safe.
Yeah, no, he said he just lost consciousness. He said the last thing he remembered after they all started drinking them was some dude pulled out a knife and started doing knife tricks or something, and then he just said his face hit the.
Wow, getting drunk playing with a knife.
Yeah.
Classic. Disaster strikes. The Carnival cruise ship Triumph.
Yes, which you guys
embarked on a journey into the Atlantic Ocean. Mm-hmm. I think.
What's the article say? We still have it up on the computer screen.
Well, long story short, the cruise ship lost power,
right?
And and was very low on running water, and this caused
widespread panic.
Yeah, no, a lot of panic, a lot of tweets.
A lot of just misery,
murderous rage, right?
No murderous rage, actually. Nobody died.
Rape.
No rape.
No rape.
No, just a lot of people had to shit in bags.
Burglary.
Maybe.
There probably was
Assault.
a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of assault and burglary.
I mean, that's just a normal Carnival cruise.
So nothing out of the ordinary happened.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
I
It
guess it's
was
kinda,
smelly. It was gross.
I guess it's the solidarity thing. Everyone's going through the same, literal shit.
Yeah. No, I've been in 2 or 3 situations where you have to walk around on human waste, and you just put it out of your mind.
Right.
You just think to yourself yeah, this is shit, and I'm not gonna think. I'm just
can't think about it.
Don't want to delve into it too deep, or else I'm gonna fucking panic, and jump off the boat. Or I wasn't on a boat when it happened,
Right.
but that's what I would do in that situation.
Well, and I was just fronting these people should suck it up, but I would be in misery.
Think about it. I mean, stuck in a fucking porta potty for 4 days has to fucking suck.
Yeah.
With nothing but Twitter,
I would Yeah, well, I mean, for me, just being on a regular cruise line with fully functional power would probably be close to enough to push me over the edge. And then if I started having to shit, in the sink or something, or whatever it is they were doing,
you can no longer have a solid BM.
Yeah. Then I might just snap and fall down and just start throwing people over.
Spree shooting on the cruise ship Triumph. perpetrator a lone white male. Yeah, no,
Spree throwing people overboard on the Before the show, me and Kobe were talking about like how many of these people would have to like go back to work once their vacations were over. So it's like, imagine that. It's like, so you're working your ass off. You have like a week of like free time.
1 week.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it
And
that way.
then you go on the ship, fucking breaks down. You have to shit on the floor for 4 days, and then you come back. What do? You go back to work. You know,
Go back to work. Go back to a shitty life.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, Walmart or wherever it is you're working is going to be like, oh yeah, you had a rough one. You get another couple days off. They're probably just like, nope, you're fired if you don't come back.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I really think sucks though is that after all of that, you know, everyone's back on, you know, just solid land again. You know what I mean? Just back home almost. So from what I heard, they refunded all their money.
Yes.
Gave them $500,
Okay.
like a $500 credit, I guess, and also like a free cruise in addition to everything.
Right.
So of course they have all these buses to charter them back to hotels, their cars, or airports. What I think really fucking sucks though is that one of these buses broke down.
Right.
Oh, man.
And now they're stranded in Mobile for another 45 fucking minutes until another bus could
I wish
come.
I could have been there for that, so I could
Point and laugh.
Point and laugh there.
So you can cruise by them in your Honda Civic.
My 17-year-old car, you know. Just point out the window. Oh shit. Yeah, no, I would. And then maybe like circle
Take
the
a
block
pic.
and come back.
Take some pics for Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, Triumph that shit cray.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I was on a Carnival cruise ship. I think it may have been.
Oh yeah, you've actually been on a cruise. How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I slept most of the days, and then
that's awesome.
I don't know. I remember my sister because she went with us. It was kind of like the immediate family. You know, my brother was there, my half sister was there, my mother was there, my stepfather was there, my grandmother was there, and we did like a bunch of the excursions and basically in all the ports, the docks or whatever. I was about 16 at the time, I think. So I couldn't really drink. I couldn't drink on the cruise ship.
Right.
Some cruise ships you can drink when you're 18 or international waters. I'm not sure what the legality of all that is if you are under 21. But on the cruise ship that I was on, you had to be 21 to drink on the cruise ship.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Now,
if you're
Jamaica,
in,
though,
if you're in international water, it's just the law of the sea, you know. Like
you would think.
Yeah.
But no. I don't know. I did drink a drink called a hurricane.
Yeah.
And my mother told me, it's like, you know, the bartender said this will knock you on your ass. It's like, no. You know, come on now. I'm
Adam
16.
fucking Peters.
Adam fucking Peters, for one. Two, you know, it's probably just a bunch of fucking juice in it. Guy probably didn't pour anything in it.
The closest I've ever been to being on a cruise is I went to Beltway Liquors, and there's a vodka they have there, and it's the same vodka they use on one of the cruise lines. It says it right. It says it right on like they have, because they have like descriptions of a lot of the liquors they have there, like about how they taste. But yeah, and it was like in the description, it was like, you know, imagine you're on like a cruise, take yourself on your own personal vacation with this like $9 vodka, and I didn't get it, so that's.
Remember that guy that ran in the Olympics? You know, who had 2 prosthetic legs. He didn't win, but he did qualify, and he
Was his name Pistorius, I think?
Yes.
South African.
Yes.
Yeah. He shot his girlfriend dead this week.
Really?
Yeah, he allegedly mistook her for an intruder, which is possible in South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not possible. It's likely, I assume.
mean, like...
Graham, can you provide us with any insight in this?
What, on people, like, running in your house?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
In South Africa?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there for a bit, and in an apartment, like, on the ground level, like, they had burglar bars, so they just had, like, metal bars over all the windows, and then, like, not to exaggerate, every home has, like, a huge fence around it.
Right.
Like, it can, and then either with barbed wire or, like, electricity or something like that.
And these are standalone homes, like houses.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Like, if it's, like, a middle-class, like, standalone home, it'll have, like, a huge fence around it. And they'll also have a sign that says, like, armed security guards or whatever. So if someone, like, breaks into your house, like, they just go out and they, like, you know, they come out, like, guns blazing, pretty much. And people are, like, pretty afraid. Like, it's just in general, like, I think it just kind of gets to you after a while. Like, I had, like, one of my teachers there, like, she said that, like, she was getting pulled over once by this, like, cop or something, and she actually kept driving for, like, a long time, like, when he had his lights on, until she was, like, So he was just following her, and then she got to like a more populated area, and then pulled over. And he was like, "Why didn't you just pull over like 2 miles ago or something like that, or 2 kilometers or whatever?" Because they're on the metric. And she was like, like, I didn't know who you were, because people there literally like impersonate cops, pull people over, and then fucking rape them. That's like a common thing. Rape is just a common thing there. It's like the rape capital of the world. So my theory is that living there gives you fucking PTSD of some kind. Like, back to this dude, I'm just saying, like,
Blade Runner.
If you live in a country like that, someone, and you hear something at night, you assume the worst. You know what I mean? And
you fire all the bullets in your clip.
Yeah.
Directly at the noise.
With no warning. And there was also some, like, I read there was some other shit going on between the two of them.
Yeah, the police had come to their house for other incidents. They didn't elaborate beyond that, because it's probably part of the investigation or whatever.
Yeah. So. But I will say this. South African prison is the last place on Earth I would want to go. The stories you hear about it, even if 50% of them are true, even if 10% of them are true, it sounds like fucking hell on Earth.
Yeah.
So I hope for that guy's sake that if he does go to jail, that he makes it out all right.
Yeah. Because you told me about like the initiation for new inmates.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Like it's.
Yeah. I'm not going to elaborate. Nobody,
you guys
nobody
look
wants
into that on your own.
Yeah, nobody wants to know about that. Yeah.
Let's just say this. If you're walking around South Africa and you see a guy who's missing his teeth,
assume the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it to your imagination.
Like the front 4 teeth, you'll just Google it.
I was just wondering if any of you have been molested. I just shooting the shit.
No, I'm fine.
I wasn't saying, do you want to be? Just hasn't happened.
No.
No.
Not that I remember. That seems like the sort of thing that would,
Yeah.
Or you might have repressed it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, because Adam, you were just saying someone flashed you at some point when you were.
Yeah, that's taken completely out of context because I started laughing. No, when I was at my old pool, the swim club. This is not going too well either. No, there was
How old were you?
I was a young kid. I don't know. I guess I was. I can't remember if I was a teenager or not.
Okay, so you were adolescent.
Yeah, maybe like 12 or 13. I can't really remember.
So someone just rolled up.
Your possible target is what I'm saying.
So I think a bunch of us were playing Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare by the pool. Yeah. Classic.
Well, there was like this picnic table that was like away from the pool, so it was cool.
Right.
And I remember like this one chick, she flashed me.
Yeah. Like
was it part of the game or
part of the game?
Okay.
Yeah, part of the game. Yeah.
So how'd that make you feel?
It was only for like a second. I saw like maybe boobs, I guess.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, okay. So to summarize. A person flashed you at a public pool. A person exposed themselves to you.
Yes, a woman did.
Against your will.
Not really.
Without being...
It wasn't against my will.
It was you didn't expect it.
Yeah.
It was a surprise.
I didn't expect it, but because it was part of the game, I knew it was going to happen. Mm. It was cool.
So, if we were playing Truth or Dare now...
Yeah.
Would you flash like if that was part of the
Oh, would I flash someone my boobs? Sure.
No, well no, I'm saying if the 3 of us are just hanging out, right?
Like we are right now.
Like right now?
Like right now. And it was like, Adam, I dare you to flash us. Would you go through with that?
Hell no.
Yeah, like, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand why people
played Truth or Dare.
Yeah, like
Oh, because like they're young and have a bunch of hormones coursing through their fucking veins.
Instead of just like having an orgy right there by the pool, you gotta,
like you gotta.
You have to come with all these like weird.
Right. So then Adam sees a nip and then he gets to bait to it later. It's also a way to prove you're not a mo.
Yeah.
That's just what middle schoolers did, though. Truth or Dare.
Yeah, I remember.
What'd you guys do at your middle school? You guys do Truth or Dare?
Yeah, a few times, I think.
Yeah.
Like on.
Not me.
Like I don't really remember middle school though.
Yeah.
Like very well.
I only did Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I preferred the company of men, so
Yeah.
we mostly like rode bikes together
Okay.
in the summertime. It's quite a sweaty endeavor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some of the other guys would, you know, take their shirts off.
Go on.
You know, I wasn't turned on or anything, but I mean, sometimes they glisten, you know, like have kind of bronze look to them, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually a little intimidating.
Right.
Yeah. Confused me a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, being around a bunch of guys and I don't know, it's just it makes you, you know, like you get that feeling in your stomach.
Go
No.
on.
No.
No, as well.
All I'm saying is that sexuality is a continuum.
Right,
Nobody
right.
is extremely totally straight or totally gay.
Well, actually, this is actually one of my theories. I think one of the reasons America sucks is you know, so many people are so like virulently homophobic that they don't appreciate awesome things out of fear of being gay. Like I saw something on Facebook, two guys were like gonna like watch a movie together. They were just talking about it on Facebook,
Right.
and then totally just normal behavior. And one of the guys' like little brother like popped up and just said gay or like called him fags or something like that. And I was thinking like
He's never watched a movie with one of his like middle school friends or something.
not sure, maybe he has, maybe he hasn't, but just that,
Right.
maybe he's just fucking around. You know, I
True,
don't
yeah.
really care. But just that, but you can kind of see the logic of where he's coming from. You know, any like sort of male closeness is, oh man, I don't want to be a fag.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
So then like
and it's like, you ever been at a party with like a bunch of dudes and somebody's like, oh, it's a sausage fest.
Yeah.
Where are all the chicks? And I'm like, please don't invite the chicks.
Don't ruin the party.
This is perfect. If we get one bird in here, you know, everybody's gonna be after.
yeah, it was, like
And we've all witnessed that too. Like where there's only like 20 dudes, 3 women.
oh, it sucks.
God, and one of them is actually in a serious relationship though.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like at least 5 of those 20 like don't give a shit about that either.
Yeah, no. Whereas
pathetic,
if it's just a group of dudes,
Yeah.
right? Like, what do? You engage in industrial
Yeah.
binge drinking, and
Didn't you do that last night?
what, binge drinking or the other
Binge drinking.
Yeah,
Big group,
yeah.
big group of men, destructive
Yeah.
behavior.
Oh yeah, like shouting, you know, banging on stuff, like, you know,
Removing clothing.
yeah. Maybe, I don't know. It's bits and
It's a
pieces,
blur,
you
right?
know. But yeah. So what I'm saying is like, so the whole like homophobia, the virulent homophobia, like it makes me, and so it makes people afraid of appreciating cool things, like just a group of guys hanging out.
Right.
It's like, oh, why are there no chicks here? Like that's a great example, and it makes them not understand shit, like just shit that should be like really fucking
Easy to understand.
yeah, easy to figure out. Like I saw someone post an article about the Super Bowl, right? And they were saying that like you know, the Super Bowl like objectifies or sexualizes women because like all the women who are there are just like, I'm like, it's not about the chicks, it's about groups of dudes fucking trying to kill each other, you know? Like if you don't understand why that's awesome because you're so fixated on this like hetero, like everything's about dudes and like men and women like relating. It's like, no, this is an exclusively male activity.
This is an act of war
Right,
here.
pretty much. It's like ritualized combat, right? I don't care. They could remove all the cheerleaders, all the women's sideline reporters, all that shit, and I'd still watch it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I want to see some guy fucking get wrecked. And if you can't figure that out, then you're a retard. Like, and I think especially in America, like, you know, noted gay and writer like Gore Vidal, he said that Americans, you know, all they care about is like relationships and divorce, you know, and so they can't like. And so it like limits their imagination, like what they can appreciate, because like that's what their lives revolve around.
Oh.
And you know,
That's like whenever you see a movie with no love interest.
yeah, oh, it's
like,
awesome. Oh my god, it's like such a relief. It's like, yeah, everyone's just doing something, you know, like.
I was kind of curious because the movie that we were watching, me and Kobe were trying to watch earlier tonight, the Re-Animator.
I watched the end of it anyway.
I actually watched the beginning of it. I remember, like, the opening sequence is basically, like, this one guy having this huge spaz attack, I guess. And then eventually he starts bleeding from the mouth, and then his eyes eventually pop out and explode, and then
Right.
he falls to the floor. So immediately I fell in love with the movie.
That was a cold open, too.
Yeah.
It was before the credits or anything.
Before the credits or anything. Just like you hear screaming in this one room and like, "Air doctor!" You know, just some fucking German bimbo is like banging on the door. You know, it's like, "Are you okay?" And then just screaming at the top of his lungs. and you see this younger doctor or younger whoever, you know what I mean? You know, I gotta check his vitals. Cops are dragging him away, and then this guy gets up. The corpse just gets up, and then his friggin' face like turns all like this gray color, starts decaying almost. His eyes pop out, blood comes out of his mouth. It was awesome.
Yeah, for a movie made in 1985, it was pretty.
1985.
It was pretty shocking.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good quality too. I thought the film would be kind of grainy or something like that. It was pretty good. Now, back to the point of love interest.
Right.
They introduced one, and I couldn't, but like
immediately,
almost immediately. At first, I was like, "Wow, there's no chick." You know what I mean?
This is gonna be all about.
This is gonna
like,
be all this fucking
violence.
yeah.
Like this would be awesome
exploding.
about like some doctor trying to reanimate the dead. And, this would be awesome. But then they fucking throw a woman in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they didn't do that, I feel like it could have been a lot gorier.
Yeah. No, and there was a totally needless sex scene.
Yeah.
With tits, but I didn't care. I wanted to get back to the point.
Yeah.
You know.
The point is, I want to watch heads explode. I don't need to see this. And and that's like.
Well, a head did explode there.
I see what you did there, but that's like when people were writing about like Game of Thrones. They're writing about like all the gratuitous sex scenes in there. And one of the things that people actually didn't realize is that those are in there for the women who are watching the show.
You did tell me about that.
Like for the most part, like I just want to watch sword fights. Like I want to watch The Hound. Like
if I wanted to debate, I'd go on.
Videos.com. There are many purveyors of fine pornographic material that I could access almost anywhere in the world. Right. I don't need when I'm watching some like medieval shit. I want to see motherfuckers get chopped in half, and so it's like the assumption was
all horn dogs out there.
All the guys are just watching all these sex scenes like, oh, this is great. It's like, no, get back to the fucking plot.
Yeah, get back to the blood and the guts and the beheadings and
and the intrigue and the other shit.
And the manipulation.
Yeah. Like, and I told
torture.
Yeah, and I told one of my female friends who was like criticizing the show for such reasons. I said they could take all the sex sines out. Just get rid of it.
I'd still have a good time.
Yeah, they could do that in real life too. They could just polish relationships, it's been done. You know what I mean?
We have a real live woman on the show.
A woman.
Like to introduce Virginia. Say hi.
Hi.
Brought her on because she's quite the connoisseur of YouTube. How long have you been using YouTube?
I started using YouTube in 2005, 2006.
Was it around in 2000? When did it start?
I don't know the exact circa to YouTube, but
I remember there was an era where there was Real Player and some other dog fucking video embedding services that sucked, and then I remember YouTube came through and it changed everything. So it buffered as you watched.
I hate that buffering shit. But no, when I first started watching YouTube, anything to get over 1 million views was insane. It was insane. It was off the charts.
And now it's the next Lil Wayne song gets 1 million off the bat.
Yeah. And before YouTube, because people on YouTube can now make money from their videos based on the number of views they get, and before. That didn't happen, obviously.
You had to have MTV give you a TV show deal or something.
Yeah, you had to be. People had to like you.
See, because this is originally the new low. We put it up in 2007, and here was my inspiration. Was that fat fucker Andy Milonakis? He put up a bunch of YouTube videos. People liked him, and then MTV gave him a show. And I was like, is it that easy to get a show? You just act a fool.
I don't like him.
Exactly, I don't like him either. I was like, if people like that. Idiot, they'll like our shit, but they don't. So,
but no, the thing is, on YouTube, the dumber it is, usually the more popular it gets. So, kind of like the new video that's going around now. It's the Harlem Shake.
So Harlem Shake. What happens in that one?
It's basically a 30-second clip.
Just one 30-second clip.
1 30-second clip of your life, and I believe it's the first 10 to 15 seconds. There's one guy in the middle of a room with people doing regular normal stuff, drinking coffee, texting on their phones, and he's air humping the shit out of something, wearing a mask or some shit.
That's how you know there's a quality video.
Yeah,
when somebody's in a mask and there's some humping
when there's
going
thrusting going on, or something like that.
So you might take the thrusting. I watch for the masks. The masks really.
I can't look away from the thrusting. It's hypnotic. I just can't look away.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about?
No, you'll just have to watch and see.
Maybe closer to the microphone. You know, like a dick's length away from the microphone.
That's a dick's length?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very cute joke.
The joke is small and big dicks. So, anyway.
Harlem Shake.
So the guy's humping, and then what happens about halfway through?
The drop happens.
Oh, shit.
And everybody gets buck wild. And a bunch of people, like, storm the room, like, we're doing a bunch of different stuff. Some repetitive dance move that they've come up with, wearing a costume or humping a giraffe or, really like giraffes.
That's a common motif.
It's my motif this evening.
So,
and it's the better the video is, the more, like, odd of a location it is, the more people you have.
I mean, there's multiple. So lots of different people have done their own.
Tons of people have done their own. They have big videos of, like, all the best ones that people have put together. Compilations. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to say it, so I avoided that word.
Stick with big videos.
I still
long videos.
Yeah, I went with big videos on that one.
No, that's more clear.
So I'm going to participate in my own video this this weekend.
You're going to Harlem Shake?
I'm going to Harlem Shake down in down the Be More, so you can be less satay. So so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not out of style before I do the video. So it needs to be up by, like, Sunday night.
Right, yeah. You don't want to put it up late when it's uncool. Like Harlem, it would be like if I put up some, like, Gangnam Style dancing right now. People would be like,
I think if you do the elevator scene, you'll be okay.
That's timeless. I mean, you could
that is truly
probably
timeless.
do that in 100 years, and people will be like, oh, it's from that classic techno song.
I can show that to old people, and they would laugh. Like, they don't even watch they don't even know what YouTube is, and they would laugh.
So, it's slightly off topic, but something that's funny about YouTube that I've always thought about is everything that gets put up, unless it's taken down by the original person or taken down because of copyright reasons or something, it just stays up there.
It lives on forever.
So it's just like music itself, but there's, like, this ever expanding. It's like, and like people that are born 50 years from now, if YouTube's still around, there'll be so much shit to look. Like, there already is so much shit.
There will be. It'll be. You don't even have to go to class anymore. You can just look up lectures online and do things like that.
Now there's no time limits or anything like that.
No time limits.
So yeah, you can use it for educational purposes. You can use it like a jukebox and not buy music like I've been doing for 5 years.
Well, they upload the whole albums now. Why do you need to buy music?
They do. And you know what's funny about that too is some of the record companies still do make record claims, especially with stuff that's kind of old but not really old. But the thing is, this is what the record companies do. They have, like, bots that go out and look for their copyrighted music, and they actually sense, like, it's all software. There's nobody doing it.
It's like Tron monsters.
What are those?
You ever seen the movie Tron?
Oh, a long time ago. The original or the remake?
The original.
With Jeff Bridges. Yeah, I have.
Well, he's in the new one too, so you can't really say with Jeff Bridges because he's in both. Because he's a balda.
Good point.
Because he wears a robe in his movies.
You're right, all of them, right?
Yeah,
most of them. Big Lebowski, Tron, other movies is in. So
other things. Albums online.
Oh yeah. So anyway, long story short, the software detects how the album sounds and will flag it. But if you change the pitch slightly, it can't tell, or the speed or something. But this leads to a shitstorm on YouTube because people are like, post up the original, you fucking asshole, and then some people are like, oh, it actually sounds kind of better this way. And,
I think those people are referred to as trolls. Is that the term, or noobs?
It's hard to tell
with zeros instead of O's.
Our dear leader, our commander-in-chief, Times Man of the Year, twice.
Nobel Peace Prize recipient, undeserved. I don't know how they can even make the leader of a country the recipient of, like, a peace prize. Yeah, in most cases, running a country is an extremely bloody business.
No, it's nauseating.
Did he also get the $1 million thing for a Nobel Prize?
I think they donated that to somebody.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, he announced in his State of the Union Address, also known as the State of Delusion Address.
Is that what you...
Or the Statist of the Union Address. The Hate of the Union Address. That he suggested that we, as a nation, raise the minimum wage to $9 an hour by the end of his second term. Now,
the bait of the union, you know.
I have another one too. State of the Union duress.
Yes, yeah.
State of disunion, you know what I mean?
I wanted to get back to the minimum, minimum wage, you know.
Yeah.
Minimum wage. No, I mean, he already promised on the campaign trail in 2008 that by the end of his first term, the minimum wage would be raised to $9.50.
Hasn't gotten there yet.
Nope.
Yep.
So all I'm saying is he's promising now a lower rate than he had already promised and not kept.
Yeah, but well, I mean, and chances are, I think that he's not going to keep this promise either.
Yeah, because why?
Well, because, I mean, how would you raise the minimum wage? You need Congress to pass, and, you know, most people in Congress, from what I can tell, think that the poor should continue to be poor.
Well, there's going to be
it, you know, the whole time.
There's going to be elections in 2014, and I'm sure we'll all jump at the opportunity to vote.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about raising the minimum wage? Okay, so let's just say for a second that we had a Congress that had the best interest of the country at heart. So, what do you think about raising the?
I think we should abolish the wage system.
Okay.
And install a system of sort of, you know, eco-communes around the country and urban areas. You know, we should re-green public city spaces, rooftop gardens on every rooftop, on every car that's immobile, every street that's not being used that much. Right. We need to chop it up, till it, you know, and just plant the seeds of the revolution.
Right.
Really.
What's happening?
We need a grow test. You know what I mean?
I like that.
How many?
We could actually do that in the city. Remember, there was that one news report. I think it was that by the end of last year, towards the end of last year, what they were doing to basically condemned buildings that they couldn't tear down, they were marking with a big red X to actually let people know, don't go in this building. It was actually like a nice way of saying for squatters, don't go here, the building's unsafe.
Right.
So you could actually take all that property and
build re-green it. Also move people in for free. You know, squat the planet.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you guys haven't been sort of reading the same anarchist propaganda I have a week, but say it's worth looking into. You know, maybe we can't do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe not in 100 years, but it's gonna happen eventually.
I think it should happen as soon as possible.
That's
I'm a
what I
big
say.
fan of solar energy.
So
I like
instead
that.
of
I like
so next
solar
time
energy.
when you're working for minimum wage at Target or whatever, and you see, oh good, our dear leader Obama has facilitated that I make $9 an hour now, even though I'm also forced to buy health insurance from private companies against my will.
Right.
So the difference is negligible.
And I'm working at Target and I want to kill myself.
Instead, you go into Target with a weapon. You don't hurt anybody.
Right.
All right. You want a peaceful revolution.
Right.
You take all the food, you expropriate it, give it to the needy. Then you plant indoor hydroponic gardens and fisheries where you grow very easy to grow fish, tilapia.
That's always good.
Yeah.
How easy would it be to run your own fish farm? I'm wondering. Probably suck. I'm imagining it would.
I'm not sure.
I'm imagining
look into
this is all going to be easy.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's not going to work.
Just as easy as breeding snakes?
Yeah, let's not get into
Actually, I think snakes are pretty...
Low maintenance.
They are. They can go without eating for months. And eventually humans will develop this ability. It's about evolving,
Right.
We need an evolution, not a revolution.
Okay, so how many of these catchphrases are we gonna get tonight?
They've just been building up.
Yeah, it's reached a critical mass. The revolution.
We need manarchy.
Oh man.
Panarchy, it's everyone, I don't remember what that means.
We need a liberationist, communalist,
Right.
green,
Right.
red, black,
Right.
red, white, and blue, blood, sweat, and tears, upheaval of the powers that be.
I do agree with you about abolishing the wage system.
Yes.
But
I was just thinking of a quote from Aristotle. It's poverty is the parent of revolution and crime.
yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, and he also said that money wasn't like...
You're a philosophy major.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm trying to...
No, and he also said that money was inert, right? So that a lot of the practices that we engage in that might be described in other times as usury or whatever. He just said you can't make money out of money, and he was working with a different economic system than we have now.
He was also notably it was working without running water.
Right.
Also,
Yes. He was probably shitting all over the place. just constantly. Actually, there were a lot of Greek philosophers spent a lot of their time actually talking about how society has constraints on just bodily functions. It seems to be a preoccupation that pops up every now and then. Because, in nature, you just shit wherever you want. You know what I mean? But then they say, like, once you're in a society, the basic rules are you can't, just wherever you want.
It all starts where you're just walking around, you're just shitting as you walk, And then some bigger, possibly taller tribe comes along and says, no, you gotta shit in the corner. That's unhygienic. Go under a tree or something. Stop, at least. And at that point, if you're a true liberationist anarchist, you have to say, no, you tyrant. Get out of my face or I will kill you.
Right.
Or re-educate you for the purposes of freedom.
Leading further liberationist struggles. Well, no, it's probably my favorite moment in that sort of vein from ancient Greece was when Diogenes walked around Athens jerking off. He's just tugging one. And
he's baiting.
He's baiting hardcore. And people were like, hey, buddy, why you baiting? And he said that it was hypocritical to do that stuff in the privacy of your own home and not just out in public where everyone could see it. So
interesting
he just
concept.
he just kept whacking it.
So in that way, like, perverts who expose themselves to strangers are really freedom fighters.
I'm sure you could make that argument. He made that argument.
He made a pointed argument. Several, yeah. Then he was sore.
Yeah.
Blue laws start with blue balls.
So yeah, minimum wage, raise it.
So I don't care when Jesus was born. Jesus can go fuck a duck.
Fuck a duck, bang a kangaroo.
Seriously.
Something,
Something,
orgy at the zoo.
Yeah, he needs to do something else with his life.
But Charles Darwin was born about 150 years ago, Common Era. Mm-hmm. And he invented evolution that we're all very grateful to have.
He did invent it. He got on a boat and he's like, I'm not coming back until I invented something, and he came back with evolution.
Mm-hmm. And before that we were all apes. And then Darwin made us into people.
Yes. He thought long and hard on that beagle boat of his.
He wrote The Origin of Species.
Species.
And, yeah,
no,
The Origin of Kevin Spacey.
He went to Galapagos and he studied the finches and how their beaks differed and cracking open nuts.
He noticed the iguanas were different sizes, the marine iguanas were different sizes. And
I don't remember him studying the iguanas very much.
Yeah, there was iguanas in there.
He didn't like the iguanas.
Maybe not.
He specifically wrote, fuck these iguanas.
Fuck iguanas. That's
fuck
the whole iguana
iguanas.
section.
I'm not doing this with them dumbass
I'm hanging with my finches. I get finches.
Well, they were marine iguanas. I'm sure they stank.
Speaking of dogs, I have a story about a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. But it's not really about the dog in particular.
So what's the story?
So, he had diabetes 1.
Okay.
Scientist-induced diabetes 1.
Yeah. See, scientists are like the leading cause of death for,
So scientists actually created diabetes in this dog?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here's how they allegedly cured it.
Right.
They injected the dog's skeletal muscles with viruses carrying genes for insulin and glucokinase, an enzyme involved in processing glucose. And following the treatment, the researcher confirmed that the genes had been incorporated into the DNA of the dogs, which were able to regulate their own blood sugar levels without medical help. When they exercised, they no longer had episodes of hypoglycemia.
That's awesome.
Well, they discovered diabetes, or they discovered the pancreas's role in diabetes or whatever.
Okay.
By experimenting on dogs.
Nice.
Yeah, they I can't remember the scientist's name, but he just removed their pancreases, and then just noticed they all started dropping dead due to diabetes-like symptoms. Like they couldn't.
Like coma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hypoglycemia.
Yeah, like massive hyperglycemia,
hyperglycemia.
Yeah. So now it looks like they're helping the well, they're hurting the dogs and helping them.
They're curing the dog as well.
Yeah. They're helping humans.
Right. Ultimately, I guess.
Ultimately, yeah. Like, how many bunnies are there in the world? A lot, I assume, right?
We can check Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Well, bunny population.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I think one of the someone who listens to the show occasionally. I know for a while he was working on mice. You know.
Yeah.
And he messaged me and he said like because he would kill them by giving them ketamine.
Okay.
Like ketamine overdose.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. That's a totally benign way to go. I mean, I might do that if I'm like terminally ill, just to give myself a hot shot of that.
Just shut down your brain.
Yeah. Just completely disassociate. Like, you know, and he told me, like, I need to get me some of that, so, like
He was jealous.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap. Thank you, and God bless.
So type 1 diabetes, cured in a dog. To keep with a bi-weekly tradition, this is Adam Bangarang Orangutan. That's right. I said that shit. I'm not going to repeat it because it's a little difficult. But, PSA time. Just want to let you guys know, there is a totally drug-resistant strain of TB. It's tuberculosis going around in South Africa right now. Kobe might have it. We're not sure.
No, it's just a cold, I'm sure, man.
It's just a cold. So this brings me to my point. Kobe, being a smart man and also a broke man, does not go to the doctor's office to get some antibiotics.
Fucking Obama, man.
Seriously. Listen to me, people. If you have a cold, do not, I repeat, do not get antibiotics. It's because of people like you that we have drug-resistant strains of viral infections.
Fuckers.
Okay? This is what causes superbugs. This is what causes people to die. Don't be an idiot.
That's right.
Also, common misconception, if you have bronchitis, 9 times out of 10, that is a viral infection. If your doctor says, I'm going to give you a Z-Pack for your bronchitis, say no. Tell the doctor they're an idiot, and you're going to go home, drink some scissorp. Seriously, any type of sedative will just help. Like the codeine, like is a suppressant that helps with the cough. You know, it's a sedative.
Heroin is also a sedative.
Yeah, it's a CNS, depressant. It'll help with the cough. That's all you need.
No, just sack up, you know? What, are you
Seriously.
gonna fucking die if you have a cold? No.
No, it's not the fucking... How long ago did people die from colds? 1900s, 1800s?
You know, not that long.
Not that long
Old
ago,
people
but
still do. But
Yeah.
old people, they're old. They're gonna die.
Right.
Like that's a fucking shocker that a 70-year-old person might die soon. That happens.
You know, just treat the symptoms.
Treat the symptoms, get some Mucinex D, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Seriously. Stop taking antibiotics. You're gonna kill us all. Thanks, have a good day.